Hello and welcome back to the class. So today we are going to continue with the third chapter in our business studies. So understanding what is management, what were the various principles of management that were given by Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor, why they are important and why every organization, just like human beings, needs certain kinds of principles, visions, missions to continue their work is very necessary, right? So likewise, understanding what is business and what kind of environment we need to work in is why is it mandatory to have a good working environment. Like in our day to day, let's take an example. In our day to day lives, we need a very good environment around us to stay positive. If the environment around us is negative, like let's take the example of pandemic, right? There was a lot of a lot of negativity, a lot of people were dying, a lot of people were suffering, medications were not available, hospital rooms were not available. So the kind of environment that was built around in our country and around the world was very depressing, very negative. Now consider the same environment being there in an organization, right? Like in your workplace, if you're working in an office, if you're working in a shop, if you have a boss who's always shouting at you, or if you have employees who are always gossiping about you, you would not be in the state of mind to work positively, right? So understanding why business should have a good environment and what are the elements of this environment is what we're going to study in this chapter. So the top shots, what we are going to study in this chapter is going to be explaining the meaning of business environment. Okay, so understanding what is business, what is environment, and why business environment together make a very important factor. Okay, then discussing the importance of business environment. Then describing the various elements of business environment. A business environment comprises of various umpteen number of elements, right, which are very important for the business to function efficiently. Okay, so understanding what is macro environment, what is micro environment, what is internal, external, all of these things we will be studying in the chapter. Examining the economic environment in India. So one of the factors or elements of the business environment is economic environment. Okay, economic environment is nothing but the economy. Okay, how the economy of a particular country affects the business, whether it is the government policies, whether it is the taxation policies, whether it is the inflation rate, how high inflation rate affects the jobs, salaries, money inflow, money outflow, etc. Okay, and also studying the impact of government policies on the business and industry is one very vital thing that we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, so first of all, let us understand what is business. Okay, if you have any outputs, I would be more than happy to take it from you. So business is, in the most simple words, if I have to put it, is nothing but exchange and selling, exchange of goods and services. Now exchange can be selling or buying. In the previous ages, right, we could say that barter system was a kind of a business. It was a trade. It was a trading system where if I give you something, in exchange of that you need to give me something. Now in today's world, what kind of system do we follow? We follow the monetary system, in the sense that if I have to purchase something, I have to pay some kind of a amount for it, whether it is 10 rupees, 500 or 5 lakh rupees, right? So the most basic thing, your mom, your dad might be in businesses, your brothers, your sisters. So have you ever tried to understand what really is business? You know that if anybody asks you, what would you say? Yeah, my dad and mom are into business. But what is the meaning of business is what we need to understand. So the main goal of running any kind of business is to earn money. Profit is one of the very vital importance, is of very vital importance for any business to run efficiently. Okay, profit is what I am selling. Above that, cost plus price, that is cost plus profit, that amount what I earn is my profit. That becomes either my savings, my investments, etc. So business is nothing but selling and buying of goods and services. Now what is goods and services? Goods is nothing but the physical product that you see. For example, a pen, a pencil, milk packet, eggs, bread, clothes, shoes, all of these become your product. That is something that you can physically see, feel and touch. Likewise, services is what Nothing but you can feel these services. You cannot touch, you cannot see. Now, for example, what I am providing to you is a service. Teaching is a service. Any kind of profession is a service. Salon services, hospitals, all of these are things that provide, all of these are products or commodities that provide you some kind of a benefit, okay, satisfaction, right? So business in general is nothing but the sum total of all individuals, all institution and other forces that are outside the control of a business enterprise but may affect its performance. So we understood what is business. Now environment is what? Anything that is outside of the business. Now business who runs, for example, I have a business, okay, I am the owner of the business. You might be my customer. I might have suppliers. The government has some kind of ruling power over me. There are economic policies which are very important, that which will affect my business. There are legal formalities that I need to complete. There are a lot of competitors in the market, right? So all of these things affect the business. So understanding what are the factors within and externally to the business is nothing but the environment, okay? So sometimes these factors may be in control of the organization or may not be in the control of the organization, okay? So those factors which are in control of the organization, for example, I can control what I sell, I can control the price at which I sell, I can control the employers, I can control what kind of customers I want to sell it to, who will be my suppliers. All of these things are in my control as the owner of the organization. But so these factors become my internal environment, okay, internally what I can control. But those factors which I cannot internally control, but they will definitely cause a effect on my business, are called as external environments, okay? So in detail we are going to study about this particular external environment itself, okay? So what are the remainder environments? Like the word that I said, external environment, is nothing but the economic, social, political, technological and other forces which operate outside a business enterprise but are not in control of the business enterprise, okay? They form part of the external environment. Now also those other factors, you have consumers, competing enterprises, governments, consumer groups, competitors, courts. Court is nothing but the legal environment. Media and other institutions working outside of the enterprise also form part of your external environment, okay? Now let's understand what are the features of business environment. The first one is dynamicity, okay? So what is dynamic? Being dynamic is nothing but being or having the ability to change quickly, okay? Change quickly as in how? How can a business change quickly? Quickly in the sense it means, see, adapting to the changes around us. Now if I am into a business of manufacturing cars, okay, imagine if I am still manufacturing Maruti 800 and expecting it to sell in the market like hotcakes. Will that happen in today's world in 2022? No, right? So I have to change according to the time. So one of the most important factors of having a good business environment is changing as per the needs of the people around me, the institutions around me, the factors around me, okay? If I am selling ice creams in let's say Antarctica, okay, I am planning to sell ice creams in Antarctica. Do you think my sales will be good? No, right? I have to sell something that is warm so that the people enjoy it. I could sell soups, I could sell hot tea, right? So I have to adapt according to the and change according to the environment. Then business environment is complex in nature. Understanding that business environment is complex in nature, basically there is not one factor that we need to consider. There are a lot of things that a business organization has to consider, and keep in mind the interest of every investor, consumer, supplier, government. All of these factors are very complex. Okay, I have to take the decision considering everybody. My decision cannot be just in favor of one person or in favor of me, that I am into business, I want to earn profits, I don't care. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, I have to consider all of these complex factors, and only then my environment or my business can run efficiently. The business environment is quite uncertain. Uncertainties, or what we call is something that we do not know. Like, do you know what will happen tomorrow? No, right? It's very uncertain. You could be happy tomorrow, you could be sad tomorrow, you could have a surprise test tomorrow, right? So these factors are very uncertain. Likewise, in a business environment, in a business, or say for example a factory, okay, there are a lot of laborers working in the factory. There might be a set of laborer who would not want to work tomorrow, or they would want to increase the salary. So what would they do? They would go on a strike. They would plan to not work for a week. They would plan to not work for a month. And you have to cater to these laborers, understand what they're going through, and then take a decision. So there are a lot of uncertainties. There could be national uncertainties as well. There could be a fire in the business. There could be some kind of a robbery. There could be national calamities, like there was COVID, right? So a lot of businesses had to shut down, and they faced a lot of losses. Probably some of them recovered after the lockdowns were over, and now that we are coming back on track. But there were a lot of businesses that actually shut down forever, right? So the business environment is very uncertain. So we need to be prepared. You cannot be 100% prepared, but you need to be prepared for these uncertainties. Okay. The next feature is that a business environment is multifaceted. Okay, what is the meaning of multifaceted? In the sense that there are a lot of departments in every business. It could be, say for example, finance, marketing, sales, purchase. All of these departments comprise the business organization or the business environment, right? So understanding that a business environment is multifaceted is basically I have to incorporate all of these. The finance, marketing, purchase, all of these have to be interlinked. Okay, they have to be interconnected and well interconnected in order for the business environment to work efficiently. The next characteristics that we're going to discuss is that the business environment has a far-reaching impact. If you get the time, okay, I would want you to read about Google, the company called Google. Read about its business environment and how they function on day-to-day basis. Google, Amazon, these two things I would want you to read. Okay, now basically I'll just give you a hint of one point of what Google does is there is no fixed dress code. Okay, like probably in your colleges or your schools you had some kind of a uniform that you had to wear. You might have to do two plats, or men were expected to the boys were expected to be clean shaved, no piercings, no hair color, etc, etc, right? So Google has no such dress code. They can come in shorts. There are beanbags kept in the offices. You sit on the beanbag, work on your laptop. Just that the work needs to be done perfectly. So a good business environment has a very far-reaching impact. In the sense, we know that what Google gives us, you ask any Tom, Dick, Harry question, the answer will be there ready for you. Correct? You just Google everything, whether it is directions, whether it is any kind of I've got this hurt, what should I do? This has happened, what can I do? Or even when it is related to your studies, you need any kind of study material, question bank, everything is available on Google, right? So it's not that just being strict will create a good environment. You need to have a vibe. You need to have a positivity in the organization for it to have a far-reaching impact in the economy or in the world. Okay, then the next characteristic is that there is some kind of relativity, very similar to that of the multifaceted point, that all of these factors, consumers, suppliers, government, they all are interlinked. Correct? Like how we study in economics about the circular flow of the economy, right? How everything is related, the household, the government, the businesses. Likewise, in a business, whether it is the internal factors or whether it is the external factors, we talk about how they are all interrelated. Okay. The next point is that totality of the external forces. These external forces that we spoke about, social, economic, political, etc., etc. So all of these forces in total create a very large impact on the business. Okay, so if I am a person in dealing with some kind of let's say pharmacy, I'm into the pharmaceutical business. Now I need to adhere to all the legal formalities. I need to have all kind of the certificates, the licenses that I need to run the business, along with all the following all the government norms and rules and regulations, correct? In case I fail to follow any of these particular norms, okay, let's say I am supposed to give the consumer the best product, the best medicine, the best drug, which is within the limits, in the sense that it should not harm the consumer, whether it's a child or whether it is the adult. Okay, in case I fail to do this, the government has the entire authority to shut down my business, right? So in totality, these external forces are very strong, and if I want my business to function efficiently, properly, without any complaints, without any hush-hush, I need to follow these external forces rules and regulations. Okay, then there are a lot of specific and general forces as well, in the sense that like very similar to the previous point, when we talk about specific forces, if I am into dealing let's say I'm into high-end manufacturing of bags. Okay, let's consider I'm a good brand, my business is running efficiently, and I cater only to a specific range of consumers. I will consider their income. My one bag, the bag that I sell, each bag starts from say 15,000. Okay, 15,000 and goes up to 1 lakh rupees. So what kind of customers will I need? That becomes my specific force. The kind of business strategy that I will apply here to attract the customer. Customer is what? An external force. He or she is part of the external environment, right? Then general forces would include all of your other factors. Then very similar to your next previous point, interrelatedness, all of these factors are interrelated. Okay, so now let's understand in general what is business environment, what are its elements. Okay, so you have internal environment, you have external environment. Okay, internal and external. Now internal environment includes what? All of your value systems, missions, objectives, what you want, where you want the organization to head towards, whether it is serving the consumers, whether it is serving the society, or whether it is just whether you're in business only to earn profits. All of that is in your control, right? Then organization structure, what kind of structure are you going to follow, whether it's going to be horizontal, vertical, complex, what kind of structure you're going to build in the organization, whether it's going to be superior, subordinate, whether you're going to have chain reactional organization structure, etc. Okay, then what kind of culture you're going to create in your organization, whether your organization will have a work-life balance, or you want your employees just to work and at the end just want the results, but you do not provide time for family. All of these things matter a lot. As an organization, all of these factors are in your control, correct? But these factors, that is the micro and macro factors which are part of your external organization, are not in control of the business. Okay, organizations, customers, competitors, markets, suppliers, intermediaries. What are intermediaries? I'm sure rest of these you understand. What are intermediaries? Intermediaries are nothing but middlemen or agents that connect the business to the consumer. Okay, then macro environment, you have economic, political, technological, legal, global, socio-cultural and demographic environments. These factors will never be in control of the organization, like never. Okay, whether you are a 1,000 crore party or whether you are a 10,000 crore party, these factors will never be in control of your business. Okay, so now as per your syllabus, we will be studying only these particular environments. Okay, we call this as the pestle analysis. Okay, pestle analysis is nothing but political, economic, social, technological and legal. Okay, so these in detail we will be studying. These are the elements of external environment. Okay, so social, technological, legal, economic and political environment. About these we will be dealing in the next class. So I hope you have understood and got a grasp of about what really is business and how the environment around it and within it affects the functioning of the business. Okay, in the next class I hope that we understand what are the elements and how these elements impact the business. Okay, I will see you in the next class. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.